Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a book haul. So this is kind of all of the books that I brought while I was away from Booktube. I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but probably that. I've gone through and tried to remember the main books that I have ordered, and it's not a lot. It's a lot more for someone who was in a, 1 year reading slump, but it's actually not that bad considering this spans back to I think July 2020 or August 2020, which isn't too bad. So I'm going to show you all of the books that I have picked up over the past year or so. So the first two books that I'm going to show you, I think I got these ones from Facebook Marketplace because they were, pretty cheap, especially for hardbacks as well. So I got More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera and What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I decided to get this one because I'd seen it around a bit, even being away from the book community online. So, and I love Becky Albertalli's work, and I've heard so many good things about Adam Silvera's work as well. So yeah, decided to pick that one up, and I decided to get More Happy Than Not because this one I'm pretty sure has gone out of print now, for the hardback, and I just really love the original hardback. This is Adam Silvera's debut novel. I've been meaning to get my hands on this for so long, and so it was $10 or something, so I decided to pick it up, and it's in really good condition, and yeah, I'm very, very excited to get to this when I am in the mood for a contemporary. Obviously these are in no particular order, I'm just kind of picking them up as I get them from the pile. But the next book is something that I have already talked about and read and loved on my channel in the past month or so, and that is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I absolutely love this. I knew I had to get it as soon as I could. I pre-ordered it and I'm so happy, and I ended up getting the UK cover because I think the UK cover is just so pretty, and I have her US copies for her other books. I just love this one so much. It is absolutely stunning. This book basically spans from the 1950s to the 1980s, following the Reaver family, and it really follows the day of a party that the Reaver family or the Reaver siblings are hosting. Taylor Jenkins Reid just does such an amazing job at building relationships and building characters and everything, and I loved this book so much. Next up, I have Bunny by Mona Awad, and I have been seeing a little bit of hype around this when I first got back to Booktube. I've heard nothing but good things. It's a dark academia novel, and I'm not the biggest fan of this cover, I'm not gonna lie. It is very fluoro orange. I would prefer the other cover, but I think that one's out of print, so that's fine. It doesn't matter. I'll see how I actually feel about the book first. But yeah, I've heard really good things about this one. It's set at a university, and yeah, I'm just very intrigued. I've heard a lot of positive things, but also a lot of negative things from people who this just isn't their cup of tea. So I do like weird books, so I'm hoping this one stands up to the hype for me. Next up, I have Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I have even seen this around for so long, getting hyped up for ages, and I am so excited to get this. I believe this is about a trans boy named Yadriel who ends up accidentally summoning a ghost. I know it has trans representation, and I've just heard so many good things about it. I've heard it's absolutely fantastic. I think there's probably a little bit of a romance happening in here as well from what I can gather from the synopsis, and yes, I have heard amazing things about this. Next up is another book that I decided to get in that order that I got with Cemetery Boys, and that is House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. Now, I was unsure about whether I wanted to actually pick this one up because I have read one of Crystal Sutherland's first books. I can't even remember what it was. I wasn't a huge fan, but this one is more kind of fantasy and supernatural, so I'm very, very intrigued, and I have heard good things about this one, and it's kind of like away from her contemporary novels. I am really looking forward to this one as well. I'm looking forward to all of these books, let's be real. Next up, I decided to get Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin, and I got this one a little bit late actually. I only got this one like when I ordered those other books, but I read Serpent and Dove, I think back in, I want to say like 2018, 2019. I absolutely loved Serpent and Dove so much, and so this is the sequel. It's basically a enemies to lovers story about a relationship between a witch and a witch hunter, and yeah, I just had so much fun. The whole time I was reading Serpent and Dove, I was just having just a fun time, honestly. And I remember when I first read it, it was like one of the more fun experiences I had had reading a book in a long time until then. So yeah, definitely keen to get my hands on this and to pick it up sometime soon. And also I know Gods and Monsters has come out now, or is coming out super soon, so I'm gonna have to read that and then I'll get that. But yeah, very excited for this one. Next up, I decided to pick up Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley, and this one is a sapphic romance, I believe, and it is about a girl named Tamsin who is the most powerful witch of her generation, but then something happens that causes her to get kicked out of her coven. She ends up meeting Ren, who I believe is the other girl on this cover. I don't know who is who. And so there ends up being a magical plague, and they have to stop the magical plague. And it is a standalone, so it's going to be hopefully wrapped up nicely. But yes, I've been seeing this around on book Twitter, especially very recently, and I'm really excited for it. And so the next books that I have to show you, I thankfully managed to get from Illumicrate, which I'm so happy that I got these, because I feel like I kind of saw it a little bit later on Bookstagram, and I'm so glad that I managed to get these. There was a really lovely person who ordered these for me, because obviously I'm not an Illumicrate like subscriber or anything, so I didn't have access, and I was really scared of missing out because it's one of my favorite series of all time. And yeah, I'm so thankful that I have these in my hands and that I managed to get them. The books are the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, the Illumicrate editions by Laini Taylor. And so I've got the Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and it's got the blue sprayed edges, Days of Blood and Starlight, and it has the pink sprayed edges, and Dreams of Gods and Monsters, and with the orange sprayed edges. These are absolutely beautiful. So all of these are signed as well, and they've all got really beautiful like dust jackets. So this is the Daughter of Smoke and Bone one. Also, the actual like engraving on the inside of the dust jacket has like a quote from each of the books, and I just these are like the most beautiful books I own, and it's one of my favorite series, and I'm so happy. So this one is the inside of Days of Blood and Starlight. This is the inside of Dreams of Gods and Monsters. Absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad I managed to get my hands on these, and I'm so grateful to the lovely lady who helped me get them in the first place, especially like the Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I ordered the second and the third book myself because you didn't have to like previously be a subscriber to kind of get early access to that or whatever, whereas you did with Daughter of Smoke and Bone. So I'm just really grateful that I managed to get all three of them because I'm such a huge fan of Laini Taylor and her work. Next up, I have a graphic novel which I decided to pick up straight away, and I haven't read it yet, although I'm probably going to pick it up either this month or next month, depending on how my reading goes. And that is Mooncakes by Wendy Zhu and Suzanne Walker. And I've just heard so many good things about this one. The art looks beautiful, and I actually ended up finding this one at my local bookstore, and I was so excited that I finally saw it, so I picked it up straight away. And yes, I'm just so glad that I have it in my hands finally, because this was so so hard to get a hold of, and it took me absolutely ages to actually find a copy. Next up, I have Gyo by Junji Ito. I've heard so many good things about Junji Ito's work, and apparently it's just really creepy and really, really good. The next book I have to show you is one that I got last year, and I think I read it towards the end of 2020 as well, and that is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. And I love this book so much. I had so much fun reading it. This is about a girl named Liz who really needs to get a scholarship, but her scholarship through her school is for the prom king or queen, and so she ends up going into the running to become prom queen, and it follows her campaign and everything, and she ends up falling in love with another girl, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I had so much fun reading this. Next up, I have Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I picked this one up, I think like July or August last year, when I was going to try and get back into reading again. I was like, maybe I'll try some romance, and then I just never actually read this one, but I've heard so many good things about this. I honestly don't know too much about it. I know the main character, Chloe Brown, she is chronically ill. I think she's really into computers as well, but I don't know too much else apart from that. But I've heard so many good things about it. I've heard it's a really, really beautiful, just cute romance, and it's absolutely amazing. And I do hope to pick it up sometime soon, because I'm slowly starting to pick up more romance, and I'm really enjoying what I've read so far, but I'm still kind of new to romance books, or you know, like exclusively romance books. So if you have any recommendations, by the way, please let me know down below, because I do want to pick up more, and I'm starting to get more into the genre, and I'm really enjoying it. Next up, I have One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, and I got this one around the same time as Malibu Rising, and I just finished reading this one actually. I had so much fun reading this. This is another sapphic romance. It's about the relationship between a girl named August and Jane, and they meet on a New York subway, and they kind of blossom and form a relationship from there, and it's just so good. The relationship is so well done, the characters are so well done, it's got like a massive queer cast. I kind of took my time reading it, I won't lie. Like, I was reading it physically and listening to the audiobook as well, and I probably could have read it a lot quicker, but I kind of just wanted to savor it, and I'm glad I did, because I just had so much fun. Next up, I have How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram X. Kendi. I decided to pick this one up from my local bookstore one day, just on a whim. I haven't picked it up yet, because I kind of find that I need to kind of be in the mood for non-fiction a lot of the time, but I've heard really, really good things about this one, and yeah, I know it's like, you know, one of the more recommended anti-racism texts that were recommended last year in particular, but yeah, I've heard really, really good things about this one. The last book that I have to show you is one that I haven't picked up yet, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know too much about it. I can't remember what it's about, but I know it was on my TBR, and I saw it again at my local bookstore and decided to pick it up. So that one is Horrid by Katrina Leno. I did have more of a rough idea of what this was about like ages ago, but I've kind of forgotten most of it. I know it's kind of like a mystery, like creepy sort of book. I kind of want to go into it blind now anyway. I'm kind of okay with that, and also I love the cover. I think the cover's really, really cool. So yeah, definitely keen for that one as well. Alright, so that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. So they are all of the books that I ended up getting in the past year or so that I can remember. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day or night. Please look after yourselves. All of my socials I will leave linked down below. I also stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/tkitty with 2 Y's. And yeah, I will see you all next time for a new video. Bye!